gray, bland, confusion. I don't know. It's too difficult to even imagine. With art being how somebody expresses pain or love or lack of love or lack of pain, it would be too difficult to even imagine how someone would see the world without it.
What is art?
What is art?
What is art?
What is art?
I'm all for the digital trends in art, and I'm all for anything that pushes art to the next level. I feel more people look at the old way of doing things and they feel like that's the right way, but for us to move forward as people, we have to start to utilize new information. So I feel the digital age is amazing. What is art? Chillon Davis from Laurelton, Queens. I'm like Michigan J. Frog, man. I'm like Michigan J. Frog. You tell me to dance, and then it's like you try to show the fact that I can dance to people, and it's like, oh no. I would tell my 13-year-old self, stay positive. Don't second guess yourself. You're not weird being a forward thinker. Accept challenges. Yeah, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to accept challenges. What is art? It's hard to say it without being like cliche, but it's like expressing yourself, just being expressive in itself. That's what I would say would bring the peace about my art. You know, it's just to be expressive. Just to be able to express myself and show different parts of my emotions to as many people that want to see it, you know, whether it be good or bad, just to have those aspects of my mind on display brings me peace. What is art?
What is art?
What is art?
What is art? What is art? What is art?
What is art? What is art?
It's the ultimate expression. Art is the ultimate expression. Art is the ultimate expression. I create to stay sane. I create to keep my thoughts together. I create to change people's perspective. My shorty told me that the digital art that I was doing was kind of simplistic. And I was telling her the fact that she takes pictures is like you're looking at something and you're taking a photo of it. But the thing that you're taking a photo of, you didn't create it, but this is how you express your art. You're supposed to take things that other people wouldn't see as art and bring it together and make one piece. Everything is supposed to be malleable. Everything that you look at, nothing is as is. You can always look at this background. Somebody made this building, and that building is art. We just live in it, and we don't really appreciate the architecture of the building, but somebody made that. You understand? Everything, every little small thing is art, down to the lines in the street, to these bricks that I'm standing on. Everything has its own aspect of art to it, and everything should be respected in that way. So if you have a new piece of technology that comes out, opposed to looking at the new technology as it's stifling or making the art now too simple, you're supposed to find a way to complicate it. You find a new way with that new thing and make it more complicated. If you have a problem with it, you're supposed to change things, not stay locked in a cage. So I think that's kind of what art is. It's moving things to the next level, not the one thing that you saw. You know what I mean? It's the thing that comes after that. But that's it.
What is art?
What is art?
What is art? What is art?
When things fit together or don't fit together and you make them. Yeah, that's what it is. When I when I find parts of samples, because I'm mainly sample based, when I find parts of samples, or if I'm making an original beat, when I find a sound that's just so different, like just so just different. Whether it's like the texture, yeah, it's mostly about texture. But when you put them pieces together, like before I knew the keys on the keyboard, I would still be blending samples, but I wouldn't know what I was doing. So I would just tweak it until it sounded right. And like there's nothing like when two samples blend together. Like there's nothing like that shit, son. From Queens, New York. My name is New York Nick, and I wear many hats. Like music producer and entrepreneur. That shit is really dope because I can't do none of that shit. Like they're making shit that like you usually only see like in your dreams. Like they putting this shit on Instagram and it's like it takes them like no time at all. Like cartoons and shit. The whole cartoon graphics and like man, technology, yo. Art. But yeah, graphic designers and like even like what they're doing in movies and shit like that now, like graphic art on the computers. Shit is trippy. Art is a product of inspiration. Art is a product of inspiration. Art is the byproduct of inspiration. That's what art is.
Not like this.
Do you know about magic wands?
No.
You've seen all the ill cover art. Like, what can people do next? just like beats and shit. Like, damn, how the fuck, like, how beats gonna get better than what they sound like now? And it's like, sure enough, it's always something. Computers. 13. I would tell myself to fucking focus on like 1 or 2 things, man, and try to perfect them. Like, I think back before I was like making beats and shit, and it's like I like to play basketball, but nobody ever really pushed me to play basketball. And then it's like after basketball, like, it's like a blur. It's like a blur until I like get into music. And it's like, that shit sucks. Like, I could have been doing something my teenage years where I would be like far into it now. So at 13, I would tell myself like, yo, what do you like to do? Because you can make money doing it. Whatever you like to do, you can make money doing it. So figure out what you like to do and think about people who are making money doing what you like to do. And make a plan. Yeah, that's so underappreciated. Having a plan and executing a plan, like a real plan, not like a plan to be a millionaire. Oh, thanks, kid. Thanks. Thank you.
It's cookie ice cream.
It's cookie ice cream. That is amazing. Thank you. You made this at home?
Yeah.
That's great. Okay.
I have a store right there.
Oh, you got a store right there. How much is the rent?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Alright.
I think it's $5.
Oh, the rent is only $5. Okay. So you're not overpaying. Thanks. Alright. Yeah. Yo, what was I saying? Damn.
Daddy,
yeah, having a plan.
Look.
I see him.
What are you doing?
I don't know. You gotta have a plan. You gotta execute the plan, right, Amir? You have to have a plan. You gotta know what you want to do.
Daddy, I see him again.
All right, get out of here, kid. Okay. What is art? Don't let this shit be good as hell, boy. Don't let... Shit's turkey. Shit's turkey, man. My biggest influence right now would probably be Jay. People like Jay, people like Push. Like anybody who was like in the streets and made the transition to like even like fucking Jhodge, what's my homie from Detroit? Jhodge Mathis, like people like that was in the streets and made the transition into like legit situations. Yeah. Even people like Mark Cuban, like people who just weren't born rich. You know what I mean? So yeah. And anybody who at first it was deemed weird, and years later they're geniuses. Kanye, Tyler, even what's the homie from Atlanta? Young Thug. Man, I get influenced by everybody. Come on, man. I guess it depends on who's asking, really, because it's like the guy that loves making sandwiches. It's like, you know, like making sandwiches is art. He might give it the same passion. Like there's somebody out there giving the same passion to making sandwiches as the people that make Ferraris, because he thinks it's art. Like I mean, art is anything that inspires you.
No, I like Jupiter.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said that. Your favorite one is Jupiter, like Daddy. My favorite one is Jupiter too, man. Big, right? You remember?
Yeah.
You remember Jupiter was big, and what's the other one? Uranus and Neptune.
Yeah. What's Neptune?
Neptune was the blue one, I believe.
Is it a girl?
Well, I don't know if it's a girl. It might be. I don't see why not. Yeah.
Wanna go on this walk?
You are already.